Welcome you back in here on the BEK Broadcasting Network to the home of the Richland Colts as the hometown squad gets ready to take on the Hankinson Pirates. Corey Brooks along with Jesse Schwab here in Colfax, North Dakota. Jared Calvert is our director back at the BEK studios at the University of Mary. Let's jump right in here on the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show with our look at a player matchup brought to us by Choice Financial. I want to remind you that Choice Financial is people first. You can find out what that means at choicefinancialgroup.com. Both of these two teams relying on some very talented outside hitters. For the Hankinson Pirates, we're going to see a whole lot of Jasmine Mauk for this Pirate squad. She is unquestionably the leader in every single way. Jasmine Mauk leads this team in basically every offensive category. She is the go-to weapon on the offensive end and one of the most reliable defenders on this team. The lone returning starter with regular playing time last year for Hankinson in Jasmine Mauk. Meanwhile, on the other side, for the Richland Colts, a bevy of weapons that they can employ at any point over the course of a ball game. They really like to use the senior outside, Mackenzie Braden, who you see right there wearing number 4 here on Pink Night, trying to replace some of the valuable weapons that Richland had last year, including the outside player Abby Ringdahl. That role has fallen in large part to Mackenzie Braden. Now, they have some other outside hitters they'll employ as well. You'll see a lot of Kaylee Erickson. You'll see some Kennedy Flott in the middle. But for Coach Craig Poole and the Richland Colts, they want to get their versatile offense going, and that starts with the senior, Mackenzie Braden. That is a look at our player matchup brought to us by Choice Financial. We'll keep things moving here on the pregame show with a look at our Pinky Homes Keys to the Game. A reminder, you can get the keys to your new custom-built home from Pinky Homes, a family business dedicated to building your next family home. You can give them a call at 701-452-2301. Kind of capitalizing on what we were just talking about. For the Hankinson Pirates, it'll be about using Jasmine Mauk and company and their height advantage. Even when the Richland Colts are playing well, and they have at points last year and throughout the course of this season, it is not necessarily because of a height dominance at the net. They're just a gritty team that doesn't very often make mistakes. And so for Hankinson to try and emerge victorious tonight and snatch one away from the Region 1 rival, they're going to have to win at the net and try and capitalize on some of the height advantage they will have at points over the course of this contest. On the flip side, for the Richland Colts, it very much comes down to that outside game that we just talked about. In the absence of Abby Ringdahl, in the absence of Hannah Lentz, 2 all-region players a year ago, for the Richland Colts, they'll lean on some of their new outside players, and they know that if they can get all 5 or 6 of their different hitters going over the course of the game, particularly from the outside, they put themselves in a really good position to win, especially versus a Hankinson team that's still trying to work through some things as they have really played a lot of volleyball this season. You look at Hankinson, a team that's played 3 different 5-setters this year, losing 2, in fact, in back-to-back fashion. So over the course of their matchups, they've played some extra sets. They're going to try and capitalize on that experience. Meanwhile, Richland is going to try and capitalize on their success over the course of the last year and a half, utilizing their outside game, and that is why it is their key to the game, brought to us by Pinky Homes. Reminder, you can give them a call at 701-452-2301. Let's take a look around the region now, brought to us by the North Dakota Firefighters Association. Want to be more than your 8 to 5? Visit NDFirefighter.com to learn more about becoming a volunteer firefighter, because you were made for more. We, of course, focus on Region 1, the Bulldogs of Milner North Sargent, 2-4 in region play, going up against the Grovers of Oak Grove. Never easy. 9-3 overall, 4-2 in region play. If the season ended today, they would be a top 5 team in the Region 1 tournament. Northern Cass, the top dog, or top cat, I suppose, in this case. Here in Region 1, 7-0 against regional opponents. They will take on Tri-State. That is, of course, Fairmont Campbell Tinta Roseholt at 2-4. I only mentioned that because that kind of sort of changed. It used to be FCT. 2-4 in Region 1 play, 5-6 overall. Enderlin will take on Central Cass. Enderlin at 3-2. Central Cass still moving through, 3-1 over the course of Region 3 play. So they have a game not yet played over many region foes. You look at Northern Cass, they played 7. Central Cass just 4. Still, though, 10-3 and a very good start for the Squirrels of Central Cass. Maple Valley will take on the Warbirds of Wyndmere Lidgerwood. The Warbirds at 3-4 in Region 1 play, 7-10 overall. Maple Valley at the bottom of the region, 1-13. So a pair of young teams there trying to work their way through it. Speaking of Region 1 games, we've got another one going on right here on the BEK Broadcasting Network. The Lisbon Broncos, 6-1 in Region 1 play. They were the top team for a while. They've been dethroned by the Jags of Northern Cass, but not by much. And if you look at the overall record, it is Lisbon who has the edge at 21-5. They are the home team today versus the Cadets of Sargent Central, another one of the young teams in Region 1. So a real focus here on the BEK Broadcasting Network in the eastern part of the state. But make no mistake, we are statewide today. We are in Colfax, and we are in Williston, North Dakota. You cannot get a whole lot further from those two, Williston and Minot, going at it. We'll be right back here in Colfax, North Dakota tomorrow as the Imperials of Napoleon Gackle Streeter take on the Richland Colts in some 9-man football. Promises to be a fun one. NGS already winners in their region. They are Region 3 champs. The Richland Colts will not emerge with the Region 1 title, but as we all know, Richland's only one big play away from anything in any game. That's coming your way tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And that is our look around the region, brought to us by the North Dakota Firefighters Association. Always fun here in Region 3, and it's certainly never easy. And you look at these two teams. We've talked about some of the departures for the Richland Colts. A ton of players on the Hankinson side as well, no longer making their appearances. You look at Maya Steinware, you look at Betsy Asp, you look at Paige Benson, some of the most dominant hitters this region has seen in a region that is full of really unbelievable talent. You can look at Allie Malk, for example, having just graduated from the Winemere Lidgerwood program, now playing for the Bison of North Dakota State. This is a region that produces that kind of talent time in and time out. NDSU kind of talent, UND, VCSU, Jamestown, all over it. You look at it, Paige Benson is playing at Valley City State University. You look at Betsy Asp, she's playing at Concordia. And so it's a region that continues to hone skill left and right, and we expect no different tonight between these Hankinson Pirates and the Richland Colts. The records last year, Hankinson 26-10, 11-2 in the region. They will not be able to hold up to that mark this year. Meanwhile, 24-10, 8-5. The mark for the Richland Colts. So Richland trying to expand on their continuity over the course of the last year and a half. Hankinson looking to try and build through a young roster. When you look at a couple of their go-to players, you see the sophomore Jasmine Malk and you see the 8th grader Kaya Malk. Those two going to be big keys in what they have going forward. Speaking of going forward, let's take a look at our look ahead, brought to us by JSI. JSI is celebrating more than 50 years of balancing progress with perspective for communications providers. As we told you, we'll be right here in Colfax tomorrow as well as the Imperials come to town to take on the Colts. We'll also have some Region 3 action as the Lobos of Lemoore Litchfield Marion take on the Lions of Linton HMB. On Tuesday, we'll keep the focus on Region 3 as the Mustangs of South Border take on the Wolves of Kidder County. And the Imperials of Napoleon Gackle Streeter take on the Lions of Linton HMB in a volleyball contest to be played in Hazleton, North Dakota. A reminder, you can get a look at our full schedule on our website. Bechtel.com/BBN is where you can go for that. And that is our John Starlakis look ahead, brought to us by JSI. All right. We are just about done with the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show here from Colfax, North Dakota. A reminder that buying insurance should be more about getting it right than doing it fast. Farmers Union Insurance is simply different. We're going to take one final time out here from the home of the Colts. When we get back, it will be go time. It's a Region 1 rivalry featuring the Pirates of Hankinson and the Richland Colts. Be sure to stick with us one final time out, and then starters and the opening serve. All that is coming your way next, right here on BEK 247. Back we come to Colfax, North Dakota, as the starters being announced here at the home of the Colts. We can go ahead and do the same for you here on the BEK Broadcasting Network. Jaden Sander is going to start at the libero position for the Hankinson Pirates. We already told you about Kaya Malk, the 8th grader, playing on the outside. Second on this team in kills, second on this team in aces. Part of the youth movement for the Hankinson Pirates in a big way. Olivia Brock now, the sophomore middle hitter, the fearsome defender in the middle for Hankinson. They will lean on her on the block in a big way. Libby Lingen, the junior setter, will be the primary passer for the Hankinson Pirates, a part of their 5-1 offense. Sam Schoiten will start on the junior right side, and Jasmine Malk, the sophomore outside hitter for the Hankinson Pirates, with nearly 200 kills on the season already. She looks to continue her torrid offensive pace and try and power this Hankinson offense. You see her right there at the end of the line for the Hankinson Pirates, wearing number 18. Meanwhile, for the Richland Colts, we will see Katie Erickson start on the outside for Coach Craig Poole. We'll also see Megan Rube, the 8th grader, work the setter position for the Richland Colts. Mackenzie Braden, who we've already talked about plenty here in the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. She is one of the go-to players for this Richland team. She will start on the outside. Caitlin Wagner, the sophomore, on the outside, standing at 5'6", will get the start for the Richland Colts, along with Kennedy Flaw, one of the other go-to players for this Richland team, the junior middle blocker, will be matched up with Olivia Procknow. That promises to be the other big matchup to watch in this game. The 5'9" Flaw going up against the sophomore Procknow. Those two run the middle for these two teams. And as much as we focus on the outside, and should in this matchup, that a very interesting thing to keep an eye on. The final starter, Brooklyn Hegseth, normally wearing number 12, tonight wearing number 9. The other change, if you follow these Richland Colts, Abby Martell, ordinarily wearing number 18, will be wearing number 10. The number changes, as you may guess, just because of the pink jerseys. As we have come to October, as we so often do, and it is an awesome cause that we get to experience and tell you about every single October. Teams across the state of North Dakota will wear pink to raise breast cancer awareness, and that is exactly what the Richland Colts will do here tonight and throughout the course of October. Of course, every team has their pink night, but they get to use those pink jerseys throughout the month, trying to raise as much awareness and fundraising opportunity for such an incredible cause. Obviously, so many of us have had someone in our life affected by this terrible disease, and so we dedicate this month and so many of the volleyball games over the course of this month of October to raising breast cancer awareness. That is exactly what the Richland Colts will do tonight, and the Hankinson Pirates will do as well when they are back on the pirate ship. But for now, it's the action getting going here from the home of the Richland Colts as Tara Paulson and the Hankinson Pirates take on Craig Poole and the Richland Colts. The starting lineups continuing to be announced here at Richland. We got our same PA guy that we will get tomorrow night, and you will not hear, as you may in the background, you will not get a more excited announcement of the starting lineup or of any play over the course of anywhere in the state of North Dakota. Tomorrow it can be a 3-yard gain for Richland, and it won't much matter. He gets fired up, along with all the different nicknames for these two teams, but it does make for a fun atmosphere. We absolutely love coming here to Colfax, North Dakota. Excited for a game brought to us by the North Dakota Firefighters Association, along with Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Farmers Union Insurance, and our friends at Red River, without whom we would not be here tonight. As you saw the team throwing out those pink volleyballs as well, signed by the team, of course. So you get those valuable autographs, and again, raise some awareness for a terrible disease. So a big thank you to everybody who can contribute to that, and a big thank you for joining us. Corey Brooks alongside Jesse Schwab and Jared Calvert as we start Colts weekend here on the BEK Broadcasting Network, here in the field house tonight. Tomorrow, we'll be just out the doors here and across the way, the football field, as the Richland Colts take on the Napoleon Gackle Streeter Imperials. All right, starting lineups are announced. National anthem out of the way. Let's play volleyball. Craig Poole knows that his team really uses their service game as a strength. We saw that in the junior varsity game here at the Richland Fieldhouse. It was the JV team that dominated for the Richland Colts, in large part because of a 7-0 start on a service run that defined that JV game. Now, the team in pink is going to try and carry that momentum over the course of this ball game. Meanwhile, the Hankinson Pirates also identified the serve as a key to this game, but on both sides. They want to get their serve going as a weapon, but more important for them is getting a clean serve receive, as is so often the case with all the young teams here in the state of North Dakota. Jane Sander checks in. She will be the libero today for the Hankinson Pirates, the one wearing the white and blue jersey. We'll see Sydney check in a little bit for these Richland Colts. As the lineups all get checked in, the student section is right beneath us. A good crowd as well, making the trip up from Hankinson, obviously not too far away. Down a little ways south of here. Two Region 1 foes trying to find their way up in the standings. Richland currently sitting third in the region, 4-1 in regional contests. The Hankinson Pirates in a mix there with a 2-4 record, a tie with Tri-State and Milner North Sargent. The opening serve will go to the Richland Colts. It'll be Caitlin Wagner. And we are underway from Colfax. Thanks for joining us on BEK 247. Knocked out of play, and it'll be the Caitlin Wagner serve that gets us started right on cue. Coach Poole's prediction comes true. The serve utilized as a victorious weapon for the first point. The student section will be asked to back up just a little bit. We appreciate the excitement, but everybody takes a step back. Got to get out of the court of play. Now look on the other side. It's a good dig by Kaya Mauk, looking over to the far side. Not exactly the first touch Richland was looking for, but Wagner does a good job on a get me over. Now free ball for Hankinson, far side, Mauk. A blast kept alive by Mackenzie Braden and company. Shove on the near side, good dink, and it will fall. The kill goes to Katie Erickson, and that is the first of the day for the Richland Colts. An ace and a kill for the team ordinarily in light blue, tonight wearing pink. Wagner's serve too far wide. Fortunate for Hankinson there that Jaden didn't make any contact, as the service error behooves the Pirates, and they will get their first service opportunity of the day. And it will go to Jasmine Mauk. And that is exactly why. Ace number 64 on the campaign for Jasmine Mauk. She is tops on this team, though it is a different Mauk who's made her impact on the service line throughout the course of this season, specifically in one game. We'll get to that when Kaya's on the line. For now, it's the second round for Jasmine, and she falls into the constant server's trap. Try and improve on the first that was an ace, and you wind up putting it into the net, trying to do even better. So now Katie Erickson will get an opportunity for the Richland Colts. Jump serve for Katie, read well by Sander. Mauk sets it up, but the offense comes from way off net into the tape, and it wasn't going to come back anyway. Kennedy Flaw was in the right place in the right time. Second for Erickson, played well by Sander, right back into Richland territory. So first, third, and final to Mackenzie Braden. So far, the go-to players, according to Coach Craig Poole, off to a good start. Flaw, Braden, and Erickson each have notched a point in this game, and it's a 5-2 lead for the Richland Colts. Offense comes from the far side, and that is put away. First kill of the day for the Hankinson Pirates does indeed come from Kaya Mauk. Olivia Prochnow will get a service opportunity. Hankinson would like to have her in the front row, but for now, her talents will be used more on the defensive end, though not for long. Immediate side out comes on the service error. So ball comes right back to the Richland side as Megan Rube will go to the line. Rube with a bullet, but it finds Mauk. Now Rube sets it short, right in the middle, put away by Kennedy Flaw. Of course, so many of these names on the Richland side, familiar on the volleyball side and the football side as well. You see Megan Rube serving, Austin Rube, a big part of what the Richland Colts were able to do on the gridiron. Kennedy Flaw on the kill there. And of course, we said the name Flaw many a time over the course of that state championship run for the Richland Colts a couple years ago. Meanwhile, that is put away for the second time by the 8th grade Mauk. Second of the day for Kaya, 127 on the year. Lead down to 3. Christiana Prochnow on the serve. Played in the middle, dinked over the block, and just barely kept alive. Nice work by the Hankinson Pirates, playing on an out-of-system look. This time, much cleaner, courtesy of the dig in the back. Down to the corner, and tucked into the corner. Outstanding ball placement by Shaylee Kratcha. So J. Proc now gets her second serve all the way to the back. Played well by Wagner. Attack comes near side, just barely kept alive by Hankinson. Set short, right in the middle. Played all the way back and put away. That is Kennedy Flaw for the second time today. So the senior libero checks in and she delivers the serve. All the way to the back, handled well by Proc now. Set in the middle for Hankinson this time. And right to Haberland. Spun off the block, kept alive. Hankinson's done a good job getting to the floor quickly and making the necessary defensive plays. That time there's nothing they could do. Caitlin Wagner simply found a gap in that Hankinson defense and put it home. Sydney back to serve, finding Mauk. Good dig for number 18 on the Hankinson side, but a clean look here for Richland. Attack comes left side, through to the back and down, Mackenzie Braden. It's a 5-3 run in favor of the Richland Colts. Getting it done in a versatile manner on the offensive end. That's exactly what they were hoping for. Attack from the middle. Sydney gets the first. Back set, right side. Looking for it. That time was Abby Martell, but it does not fall. Braden the first. Everlyn the second, and just guided over. Sent over far side. That's Kaya Mauk. Knocked up high and kept alive. Get me over does not come for Richland. Kaya Mauk gets the final touch for Hankinson, and now she will be rewarded with a chance to serve. And as we told you, she's had an outstanding year in this part of her game. 47 aces coming into play, including a Hankinson record 10 versus Sisseton, South Dakota. She very nearly put another one home right there. Now instead it's a free ball for Richland. Sent left side, scoop and score, Mackenzie Braden. So it's a really good job by Richland to limit the service run of the younger Mauk sister. Giving her just one opportunity. It was a good one, though. Here comes the older version. Jasmine put a whooping on one. Doesn't matter. Good response from the Richland side. And now way off net. Free ball. Richland Colts sent to the middle this time. Spun off the block. But the Wagner kill attempt does not get down initially, though it does eventually. Point to the sophomore Caitlin Wagner and the Richland Colts, 12-6. Hometown squad has them doubled up. Here on the BEK Broadcast Network, the only North Dakota-owned broadcasting company with live local programming of your favorite athletic competitions and activities from around the state of North Dakota. 13-6. Richland leads it by 7, and a timeout on the floor. We will take one as well. Colts off galloping early. 13-6, the Richland Colts on top of the Hankinson Pirates here in the first set. What offense the Pirates have garnered has come from the expected places. Kaya and Jasmine Mauk, each with a couple points on the day. Now we'll see what Mackenzie Braden can do in the service game. She's off to a good start. Into the webbing, Mauk tried to get it, she could not. That was kept home by Abby Martell and company on the Richland side. So Braden will get her second serve out of the timeout as the Colts look to capitalize and get that 1-0 margin. Mauk, far side, spun off the block, and there is the talent of Jasmine Mauk, the sophomore. Gets so much velocity on those swings, even if you're in the right place. And the Richland Colts were that time. Sometimes it just doesn't matter. Sander to the back and too strong. Service error for the junior libero wearing the Pirates uniform. Brooklyn Hegseth will check in for the Richland Colts. And the senior serves just over the tape and just barely kept alive by Hankinson. Get me over. Delivered by Proc now. Free ball to the middle. And free ball capitalized on. That is Caitlin Wagner. 4 points for the sophomore. And she leads the way for the Richland Colts. Hegseth, second serve, still short, still well played. However, she is unable to get the dig, and so it winds up being a kill for Libby Lingen and the Hankinson Pirates. And now Libby will go back to serve. And the junior, one of the top servers for this Hankinson team. She very nearly got one there. But it is kept alive by Richland. Mauk looking for first, third, and final. And she does just that. And just like that, that is kill number 200 on the year for Jasmine Mauk, the sophomore, off to an outstanding start to this year, trying to shoulder the load offensively for the Hankinson Pirates. That time, a little bit of revenge served cold from Katie Erickson. Wagner with one ace already on the day. Almost had another, but Mauk digs it right back to the Richland side. Spun off the block, just barely kept alive by Prochnow to the back. In, yes, well struck once again by Olivia Prochnow and the Hankinson Pirates. Our up judge is pointing the way of the Richland Colts and out. So a reversal of fortunes there as the point goes to Richland. The ball was rolling Hankinson way. Now you see it come all the way to the other side. And we'll see another serve for Wagner. Wagner to Mauk. And just to get me over touch for Olivia Prochnow and company. So the set comes from Hegseth, attack near side, contacted, and that means it's a kill, the third of the day for Erickson, and she picks up two in back-to-back fashion for Richland. Wagner serves from the right side of the gym, finds Jasmine Mauk. Very difficult. Nevertheless, the Hankinson Pirates there to deliver. Short set right in the middle, rejected by Mauk and the Pirates. But it is kept alive by the Richland Colts. Attack from the middle, Prochnow denied. That is Kennedy Flaw, but it's kept alive. The Hankinson Pirates survive an out-of-system look. Back set, off the tape, and there it is for Megan Rube, her first kill of the day. Since the timeout, it's a 7-3 run for the Richland Colts, and Caitlin Wagner will try and ensure that that run continues for the hometown team. It will not, too strong. Second service error, but Wagner still very much plus in this ball game with 3 kills and an ace already generated. Jasmine Mauk rotates back to the service line as the dig there for Richland. Attack near side, off the tape and away. That's Kennedy Flaw. Erickson to the back, finding her fellow number 2, Kaya Mauk, one in the middle by Kennedy Flaw. Now they're looking that way again, short set. Flaw unable to capitalize. Bumped over far side, too strong, attacking error for Mauk, and the point to Richland. Katie Erickson has been one of the most efficient hitters on the day for the Richland Colts. Now she's trying to work that service game. Far side, Mauk off the block, got it. The 8th grader up to 3 on the day now. And we'll see Olivia Prochnow go back to serve. Prochnow going to that high bullet jump serve. Read very well though by Brooklyn Hegseth. Off net offense for Mauk. Good sliding stop by Sydney. Second touch send over. First time we've really seen that weapon employed today. Pirates not fooled. Now set. Left side. Rejected. But out of play on the block. Sam Schoiden had it going there, but just missed. So Megan Rube will try and close this set out on the service line. She cannot. Just like that, a chance for Hankinson as they'll have to string together something along the lines of 11 straight to try and mount a comeback by Coinkinink. Number 11 will go back to serve. Prochnow a high lob to the back, read well, set by Rube to the middle, off the block, and put away, but they will say it was not off the block. Kennedy Flaw making no contact. So back-to-back points just like that for the Hankinson Pirates. Second serve for Brock now, another very good one that comes back to the Hankinson side. Did that touch line? No. Just like that, set point for Richland as Katie Erickson will check out, relieving Kennedy Flaw, who is headed to the back row for the Richland Colts. And Sydney's serve to the back, dug out well by Brock now. Bump set over to Malk, who generates offense from the back row. Creates a clean look for the Richland Colts. The dig by Malk. Far side, and it does not fall. Not done yet are these Hankinson Pirates. Kill put away by Kaya Malk for the fourth time today. Kaya Malk, a sliding stop by Mackenzie Braden. Offense from the left. There it is for Caitlin Wagner, your kill leader, and the final one in set one, 25-14. The Richland Colts lead at 1-0. 25-14 goes the first set in favor of the Richland Colts. Now the Hankinson Pirates will try and bounce back. Richland will look for a little bit of deja vu here at home. The only time these two teams will meet up in the Region 1 Super Regional schedule. So, of course, we eliminate the districts, and these regular season games start to take on a little bit of added meaning. More and more we're seeing it here in North Dakota. It's a format that I think works very well. Think of it like college football almost, where the regular season games really mean that much more. It's not quite so, because you still got a region tournament, but nevertheless, makes for some fun volleyball either way. First kill of set number 2 is going to go to Kennedy Flaw and the Richland Colts. Katie Erickson back to serve. It's a good jump serve that finds Jasmine Malk, barely anointing the Raptors on that first one. And it will get down regardless. Well done by the Hankinson Pirates. They stand by and are more than happy to take that one to notch it up at 1 apiece. Malk to the back. Haberlin has it. Rube bounced it back into play, and it's Kennedy Flaw who gets the final touch. Set over to the right side, looking for the dig. Sydney with a sprint, but it won't matter. Well touched down by Hankinson. Sam Schoiten there on the kill, her first of the day. And the Pirates, for the first time today, have a lead. Malk into the webbing. Unfortunate time for a service error, but the Richland Colts more than happy to say thank you very much as Megan Rube will go back to serve. Rube looking to get a little bit of that cross-court angle as she created some of that pre-serve motion. Offense comes from way off net and will not find its way over the net. So the Pirates do not relinquish the lead for long. Kaya Malk, the final Pirate to touch it. Brock now to the back. And once again, Hankinson unable to sustain momentum. And that's been the biggest problem for the Hankinson Pirates, according to head coach Tara Paulson. We talked about the 5 setters they've been in over the course of this year. They've had the opportunity to close out some of those games, but those late points have really eluded them as that one goes out of play. Shaley unable to bring that one inbounds, right idea. And for a young team, finding that ability is something that simply takes time and reps, and Hankinson will get there, and make no mistake. And they had that very opportunity here tonight versus the Richland Colts, but it is a process no matter how you slice it up. Brock now will check in for Hankinson, and the senior defensive specialist back to serve for the Pirates. Over the top and out of play. A service error will give the Colts the lead back. They haven't led since 1-0. Mackenzie Braden The diving stop not going to be enough. A nice effort by Olivia Prochnow. But the ace goes to Mackenzie Braden. Make it back to back. Mackenzie Braden had a good first set to the tune of 3 kills. She is off to an even better second. Starting to capitalize on that service game that is one of the primary weapons for the Richland Colts. To the back, there is the service trap. So ace service error in quick succession for the senior. Kaya Mauk goes back to serve for Hankinson. Mauk dug out well by Sydney. Attack comes from the right side off the tape. Some fortunate placement, but a good roll regardless. It's Caitlin Wagner who continues to hold on to that kill lead in the ball game. Brooklyn Hegseth will check in, and she will be rewarded with a chance to serve as Abby Martell gets some rest. Hegseth to the back. Prochnow gets the first. Third to Mauk, handled by Braden in the back row. Offense to the middle. Looking for the shove was Caitlin Wagner, but it comes into the webbing, and so the attacking error puts the Hankinson Pirates in just a 2-point deficit, and they will send Jaden Sander back to serve. Sander too strong. The service game has really gotten away from Hankinson here in set number 2. Now, of course, it's still very, very early, and they only trail by 3. But they'd like to clean up some of those miscues. They know they're very much capable of it. They've shown us that already in this ball game. A grounded attack from the middle for Olivia Prochnow. Sent over far side. Good response. Dug out well by Kaya Mauk. Lingen sets it in the middle. Mauk looking for the final. No answer this time. Big blast is the answer for Katie Erickson. Wagner to the back. The team called out, but it came right at Jasmine Mauk. She looked for the dig. Unable to find it with some nice topspin on that volleyball applied by Caitlin Wagner. Just like that, Wagner's got 2 aces today. Richland looking to have the lead at the halfway point once again. Just off the tape, and what do? Back-to-back aces for Caitlin Wagner. Really is the difference so far in set 2. Richland has had some good serves, and they've got some good fortune on a couple, just like that one. Hankinson's just missed on a couple. Mauk to the near side, into the webbing, and the lead at the halfway point does indeed go to the Richland Colts, 13-6. The hometown team on top by 7. 13-6, the Richland Colts on top, courtesy of some very good service game by the Richland Colts. We'll see Caitlin Wagner find Mauk on this service attempt. Mauk's going to get first and third. Hit well. And out of play. Second kill of set 2 for Jasmine Mauk. Big congratulations to her. She went over 200 in the first set of this ball game, and she has no intention of stopping there. A 300 kill season very much in the cards for Jasmine Mauk if she continues at this pace, and there's no reason she shouldn't. Communication breakdown for the Richland Colts. First time we've seen that today. Olivia Prochnow will wind up getting the final touch for Hankinson. They'll be perfectly content with that. 13-8. Set near side, and a retort from Caitlin Erickson. That'll put her at 5 on the day. And the sophomore continuing to be a supplemental weapon in addition to Mackenzie Braden and Caitlin Wagner. Also Kennedy Flaw. Erickson rewarded with a chance to serve. Jasmine Mauk gets the first touch. Set near side, looking for Schoiten. However, it will result in a Richland point. Quick update from our friends over on BEK Prime. 25-12, the Majettes victorious over the Coyotes of Williston. As that one hits the second set, which is where we find ourselves now here on the BEK Broadcast Network, celebrating its 11th year, delivering high school and collegiate athletics to the viewers of North Dakota. A big thank you to the people and businesses that make it all possible. Jasmine Mauk will just miss that time for Hankinson. The people, Jesse Schwab and Jared Calvert. Jared's back at our BEK studios at the University of Mary. The businesses, Farmers Union Insurance, as well as Dakota Community Bank and Trust, and North Dakota Firefighters Association, and our friends over at Red River. Spun off the block and put away. Mackenzie Braden having a very good second set. That is her 4th point. And now we will see Katie Erickson return to that service line. The lead up to 9 for Richland. Kaya Malka dig in the back, set by Lingen. Shove on the near side, not there, denied by Hegseth. Reversing the floor of the Richland Colts, getting it to Braden. Right to left across your TV screen and spun down for a kill. Erickson dug out well by Jaden Sander. We haven't heard too much of the Pirates libero today. Attack goes wide for Schoiten. Timeout called by Tara Paulson and Hankinson. 19-8 the lead for the hometown Colts. They played the Fresh Prince theme song over the break here at the home of the Richland Colts. The student section sang every word. That makes me feel young again. I really thought that show was past this generation, but happily to be not so. Meanwhile, it is Caitlin Erickson in the passing game of the Richland Colts that has really flourished today. Passing, serving, attacking. They've gotten it done. Jasmine Mauk looks to try and be the stopper for that run. The sophomore delivers on the dink attempt right over the lead down to 10. Now Jasmine will go back to serve. The ace leader for the Hankinson Pirates looking to do some damage from the line. Good one dug out well by Wagner. Second touch, send over. An effective weapon delivered by Megan Rube. Rube again looking to try and get it. A little bit of that extra top spin. Couldn't find it that time. As it goes out of bounds, and we'll see a little bit of proc now for Hankinson. Proc now just over the tape. Dug out well by her fellow number 10 and Abby Martell. Sent over right side. Shoved deep. Sydney right there. Set. Far side. Off the block. Kept alive. Nice work by Schoiten. And just to get me over a touch for Mauk. Free ball for Hankinson. Rube sets it to the middle. Spun off the block, but not down. The Kennedy Flaw attack kept alive. Into the webbing, though, and it will never find its way to the Richland side. Now Kennedy Flaw will join the back row effort for the Richland Colts. And she spins a perfect one. Leaves it just short of any return opportunity. Right in front of Brock now. And an ace to put the Colts 3 away from 2-0. Brock now unable to get that dig. She's frustrated with herself. She knows that's in her arsenal. That one just got away from her. And she will head to the bench. They will bring the libero Sander back in. Olivia just a sophomore. Still a very talented player. She will get some rest. Now, speaking of young and talented, there is Kaya Mauk, the 8th grader who promises to bring some offense for a long time for this Hankinson team. Picks up the kill. And Josina Prochnow checks in. And the older of the Prochnows sends it back in deep, looking for Megan Rube. Just to get me over touch for Mackenzie Braden. Free ball for Hankinson. Results in a second touch send over that very nearly led to a communication breakdown for Richland. Instead, it hangs on the tape. The Colts stay alive. Into the middle, off the block and away. Caitlin Wagner with a stat-stuffing kind of day. Up to double-digit points is the sophomore for Richland. And Braden to serve set point. Finds Mauk. Sander the second. Kaya Mauk the third and final. So now Hankinson will get a service opportunity. And if they want to mount a comeback here in this second set, it will have to all come off of the service run of the 8th grader, Kaya Mauk. Battle at the net, won by Jasmine Mauk. She sends it back over. And so right now the margin is almost exactly where it was in the last set. 25-14 was the final in set 1. Into the webbing. Once again, Hankinson will reach 14. Now they're looking for more. Richland unable to gather that serve receive. Third time for Malk. This time finds Braden. The offense going to have to come way off net for Rube. Tough dig for Sander, and there it is. Megan Rube with the kill. And for the second straight set, 25-14 is our final mark. We will head to the third. Richland will try and end it. Hankinson looking to extend it. Off we go to a potentially decisive third set as the Richland Colts look to try and finish it off right here at home. The Hankinson Pirates will try and extend the ball game. Richland will get the first serve. It'll be their senior libero to open things up for the home team in a game brought to us by Dakota Community Bank and Trust, as well as Farmers Union Insurance, the North Dakota Firefighters Association, and Red River. Back set way off net. Nothing there for Megan Rube. Jasmine Malk on the block as well, and she will go back to serve. So Jasmine gets Hankinson the first point of the day for the first time today. However, that lead will not last long. That has been one of the issues today for Hankinson, an inability to string together runs, as I failed to string together words there. Hankinson has done a good job in bursts, but that bunch play has not been there yet, as Kaya Malk will send that one wide. And that's exactly what Coach Paulson told me before this game, is they have some really talented individuals on this team. There's no arguing that. It's a matter of meshing all those individuals at the same time. Conversely, the Richland Colts have done exactly that, as Katie Erickson delivers the ace. Left all the way to the far side. Good floor coverage by the Hankinson Pirates. Their effort is rewarded with a really difficult play for Richland, but it is made. Malk sends it to the net. The Malk-to-Malk connection a little offline this time as Kaya sends it into the webbing for the attacking error. Trying to make the full court run that time was Olivia Prochnow. She could not. And so after that first point went to Hankinson, it is 5 unanswered for the Richland Colts. Erickson to the back, dug out well. That is Green getting in for the first time today. And that point will go to the Hankinson Pirates. Morgan Gockler, the sophomore defensive specialist, will get her first serve of the day as Hankinson starts to get some of their younger players in. You have to emphasize the as this is a young team overall. Left side attack, dug out well by Kaya Malk, the youngest of them all as an 8th grader. Blocked in the middle, and the get me over touch is not there. The rejection comes for Kaya Malk. Olivia Prochnow in the area as well. And just like that, Gawker will get a second serve. Now Rube, back set to the right side, too strong. We've seen a few more errors in this third set for the Richland Colts. And some of those absolutely forced by the Hankinson Pirates. Rube looking for the cross-court set, and she finds it. Mackenzie Braden is there to deliver. Abby Martell will check in. Brooklyn Hegseth heads out. Right down the line, set in the middle of the floor by Liddy Lingen over to the far side. Knocked up by Sydney. Left side, rejected again. Sydney for the second time. She's a little nervous there, but it's held up by the Richland Colts. Set over far side, Malk. Off the block, and another opportunity. Dinked through, right idea by Kaya, and the point will go to Hankinson. Too close to that net were the Richland Colts, and that one was all Kaya Malk. Well done on a cross-court changeup that she put just enough spin and velocity on. Shelby Keller is going to check in for the Hankinson Pirates. And the off-used senior will get a service opportunity here as well. with this down to a 1-point game. Just off the tape. But they'll say it hit the antenna, and so the point will come to Richland. So 7-5, the 2-point margin in favor of the Richland Colts. Now looking for more on the service line is Kendi Flah, finding Jasmine Mauk. Far side it comes, spun off the block and put away. There is Kaya Mauk again. Her second point of this third and potentially decisive set. The 8th grader playing some of her best volleyball of the day when it is most needed for Hankinson. Mauk off the tape. Call that one the broadcaster's jinx if you want. I wouldn't blame you if you did. So the senior outside, Mackenzie Braden. Lobs it to the back, handled well by Hankinson, looking for Mauk. No, she was the diversion. The attack came from the middle. Answer from the left, just barely avoiding that basketball hoop. Dug out well on a communication breakdown. That'll happen sometimes when you have some of these younger players who aren't used to as much varsity action in the game, and the Richland Colts take advantage. Braden to the back, Keller gets the dig. Libby Lingen over to the far side. Jasmine Mauk's attack avoids all the Raptors, but it doesn't matter. Jasmine Mauk on the kill for the Pirates. Cody Green will come in, and the junior middle will get her first service opportunity today. We've seen her on defense a little bit. Now she heads to the line. Green to the back, and the well. Offense from the middle this time, denied by Hankinson. Back set just a little bit. The answer, a good one, but again, handled well by Hankinson. Olivia Prochnow and company watching on as Kaya Mauk makes a nice dig. The dink attempt, not there. Handled well by Cody Green. Bumped over to the far side. Jasmine Mauk on the dink, and she's got it. Mauk recognized the block, lifted it just over, and dropped it on the doorstep of the Colts. Back and forth we go, and what is without question the most competitive set of the day. Hankinson will take that. Second serve for Green. Cross court set to the outside. Mauk gets the dig for the Pirates. Second goes to Lingen, and third back to Mauk. Bump near side again. They are looking for Katie Erickson, and why not? Erickson was the focal point. So they picked up that side out, and now a service opportunity for Brooklyn Hegseth and Richland. All these teams really now in the heart of their Region 1 schedule. So that's just guided over by Shelby Keller. Richland will take on Enderlin after this at Enderlin. Then a matchup with Northern Cass, Maple Valley, Oaks, and Sargent Central. Lisbon will round out the year. So a relatively difficult schedule coming up for these Richland Colts. They'll look to get battle tested here and pick up a 3-0 win against the Hankinson Pirates. Libby Lingen will serve, trying to narrow that gap both in the standings and in this ball game. And a diving stop to keep it alive by the Hankinson defense, just guided over. Free ball. Pirates watching on as their defense will be unable to withstand the attack by Caitlin Wagner, who has been outstanding today for the Richland Colts. For the Hankinson Pirates, they have one last out-of-conference game. They will take on the Cardinals of Ellendale at Ellendale. And then, of course, a home with Oak Grove, home against Kindred, home against M&S, and a home against Enderlin. So the Pirate ship will be very, very busy coming up for Hankinson, and it'll give them an opportunity to really shape the middle part of these Region 1 standings and grow as a team, which is just as important over the course of this season. Jasmine Mauk has done plenty of succeeding already, and there she delivers the ace leader for Hankinson, picks up another one, and we are tied. Mauk looking for another one instead. Megan Rube on the set attack delivers, and the Richland Colts do not relinquish the lead despite the run by the Pirates. Mauk digs it, bumped towards the middle by Lingen, and the attack comes from Schoiten. The answer, a light shove in the middle. That is Kennedy Fala. Her first kill of set number 3 gives the Colts a 2-point lead with a timeout on the floor. Richland by 2 with a 13-11 mark. However, Hankinson starting to round into form, playing some of their best volleyball of the day. Now they just need to get me over touch. It's delivered by Libby Lincoln. Colts on the free ball, get a spike, but is denied by the Hankinson wall, led by Kaya Mauk. Now Mauk looking for the cross-court attack, finding Mackenzie Braden. Braden's going to get first and third. Again, blocked well by Hankinson, and the physicality of the Pirates wins out. That is Olivia Prochnow on the dunk. Gawkler back to serve. Once again for Hankinson, the sophomore getting more time here in set 3. And those younger players have shown out for the Hankinson Pirates, though that time it'll go wide. In addition, it was an incredibly efficient first 2 sets for the Richland Colts. They did not make very many mistakes, and that's really one of the pride points for Craig Poole and Richland, but even by their standards, it was a very clean first couple sets. That has regressed to the mean a little bit, but they're still playing very, very well. Lunged at, but no chance. Kill down Jasmine Mauk to the surprise of none. On the service line, the jump serve, Keller. Out. The largest lead of this set was 4 at 5-1 for the Richland Colts. Then the Hankinson Pirates got some wind in their sails and came storming back. Now Richland trying to finish this thing off, but the Pirates are not making it easy. Attack comes from the middle. That is well placed. Third kill of the day for the senior middle. Shaylee saw some action last year for the Hankinson Pirates, getting a lot more here in her senior campaign for head coach Tara Paulson. The service opportunity wide for Kaya Mauk. Her service game's been a little bit off today, certainly by the standard that she has set for herself, even recognizing she's just an 8th grader and is going to get a lot better, and she's already pretty good. Now, set, looking for Jasmine Mauk, far side, Mauk powers it home. Cody Green will check in, and she will go back to serve for Hankinson. As for the first time in this ball game, it may come down to who can score those final few points. Now, the bad news for the Pirates is that's been their Achilles heel this year. The good news is they're playing well. Set over the near side. Look at the velocity off the attack by Katie Erickson. Hankinson is unable to rally. Erickson has been the primary focus for an ordinarily very versatile offense in this Richland group. And they've still gotten the ball around to a few different players, but we've seen more of Katie Erickson in this set in terms of total attacks than we have throughout the course of this game. The good news is she's been pretty good on those attacks. 0 attacking errors to account for on the day. Hegseth trying to expand on the 2-point lead. Grounded attack, dug out well by Mackenzie Braden. Dinked over, handled by Shelby Keller. Mauk was looking for it, instead it was Schoiten. Now once again, they go to Erickson. Mauk was ready for it this time. Second touch send over, Katie Erickson there to deny it. Grounded attack once again for Megan Rube, and Megan Rube, as we talk about efficiency, Megan on either those second touch send-overs or those necessary get-me-overs has managed to produce a few out-of-system kills for the Hankinson Pirates. She's done a really good job of that today. Towards the net and just guided over. Good set. Left side. Strong. 2-2 on the connection, and it will not find its way down. Taking advantage of Kaya Mauk is Caitlin Erickson. Katie tied with a set high of 3. She had that exact same in the first set. Caitlin Wagner has done the most damage in any set in this ball game, to the tune of 4 kills. Speaking of, she got the attack in the middle, was denied this time. Right back to Erickson, handled in the back. by Hankinson. Looking for Malk on the far side. She will get an attack, and she will get a kill. That is 5 kills in this set to go along with an ace for Jasmine Malk. She has strung together her best run of play. And unsurprisingly, it's resulted in Hankinson doing the same. Left side, off the block, just barely kept alive. Malk keeps it up and sends it to the Hankinson side, but it is put away by Caitlin Wagner. Wagner has not been too often asked to win the battle at the net. That is instead the newest entrant for Hankinson on the substitution, Kennedy Flaw. But we haven't said her name in a little while. Richland's moved more to the outside than the middle, finding an advantage there as of late, trying to account for some of the Hankinson height that at times, particularly in this set, has won the battle. Right side, spun off the block, and there it is for Olivia Prucknow. Lead back down to just 3. Caitlin Wagner checks in, joining that back row effort for Hankinson. Now, here's the bad news for the Pirates. As good a server as Jasmine Malk is, she's on the back line, but not for long. A service error for Jasmine Malk. And now that'll keep her in the back and off the service line. So a good alignment for Richland, and it's going to last for at least one more point. An ace for Katie Erickson. Erickson into the tape, and a much-needed side-out comes for the Hankinson Pirates. Lets them get some subs on, denies a potentially decisive run to Richland. Malk still in the back. Jasmine, that is. Kaya still in the front. So Hankinson will always have at least one of those two at the webbing. Doesn't matter this time. We haven't mentioned Kennedy Flaw's name in a while. She rectifies that in a hurry. Flaw with a monster spike down to the far sideline. Richland Colts are 2 points away. They will get some of their JV players in as well. The JV star, in fact, wearing number 7. We told you about that big service run for the Hankinson Pirates. Well, she was the reason. Bumped over far side. Mackenzie Braden finds line. Now, game, set, and match point for the Richland Colts. Looking to try and keep pace and earn that top 4 seed in Region 1. To the back for Malk. Set at the net. Kaya's going to get the third as well. And once again, Hankinson is not done yet. Give the Pirates credit. When they have been in a set point situation, they have not immediately surrendered in each of these first 2 sets. And now here in the third, forcing multiple set points on a good team in Richland. The other good news for Hankinson is that they need a little bit less than they've needed in those first 2 sets. Shelby Keller will go back to serve. The JV player is a bit out of sorts in terms of the rotation here at the end. Keller, a high lob to the back, set in the middle by Rube, over to the left side. The dink by Braden doesn't pay dividends this time. Over to Kaya Malk, far side. Too strong and out, and that is how it will end. 25-19, the Richland Colts 3-0 winners at home here in Colfax, North Dakota. Take a quick time out here on the BEK Broadcast Network, then we will wrap it all up from the home of the Colts. Welcome in one final time to the home of the Colts today, at least, as the Richland Colts victorious over Hankinson in sweeping fashion. They win it 3-0. I want to remind you this broadcast has been brought to us in high definition by Piper's Auction and Realty. Piper's Auction and Realty is a full-service auction, real estate, and land management company specializing in the selling of land, farm and ranch, real estate, machinery sales, and land management. Give Piper's a call at 877-700-4099, or you can visit them online at www.pipers.com for a free consultation. Again, that number, 877-700-4099. It was a fun one all night long for the Richland Colts, and that makes it often difficult to pick a player of the game, but we have no choice, and so we will go with a player who was good from the word go today. Caitlin Wagner, the sophomore outside hitter for the Richland Colts, is our Cass Clay player of the game. She got the action started with an ace. She picked it up with 4 kills. Her second set featured some action as well, as she managed to pick up a couple aces, setting the tenor of utilizing that service as a weapon of mass destruction. For the Richland Colts, she was good in the third set as well, and so Caitlin Wagner, our Cass Clay Player of the Game. Reminder, since 1935, Cass Clay Creamery has been providing fresh and delicious dairy products to families in North Dakota and surrounding areas. Caitlin Wagner, our Cass Clay Player of the Game. That is going to just about do it for us here in the gym. Remember, if you're watching here in the southeast corner of the state, we're going to be right across the way tomorrow as the Imperials of NGS take on the Richland Colts underneath the Friday night lights. We'll be here Saturday as well for some college football down in Wahpeton. For now, for Jesse Schwab as well as Jared Calvert, back at the BEK Studios, the University of Mary, I'm Corey Brooks. Have a great night. We'll talk to you tomorrow from right here in Colfax, North Dakota.